Hey Gemini, this is your weekly March 10th through the 17th reading. I'm doing things a little bit different. I've been pulling oracle cards for the signs before I start, just to kind of see what's going on. I just go by what I'm drawn to, and I was drawn to these 4 decks for you, which is the Nature Whispers, the Animal Oracle, my empowerment, my Magical Times empowerment cards, and the Work Your Light. I don't normally pull 2 cards for each sign from each deck. They just happen to fall out that way. So kind of I don't know if it's because it's the twins, the Gemini, what's going on with you, but we're going to see. I was drawn to my prettier decks for you, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. So, all right, I'm not really used to this many cards here, but we'll work with it. All right, you have empowerment and breakthrough for your Nature's Whispers. Your Animal Oracle is the Dragonfly Spirit, Truth Transcends Illusion, and the Skunk Spirit, Know Your Worth. And then we have Dreamer. Your dreams have chosen you. Find fulfillment in pursuing your destiny. This is the magic of life. And expectation. Be open for whatever comes next. It might just be the music your heart's been waiting to hear. And then we have transformation, which I think is what I'm thinking that's kind of like the summary of what's going on here. You have a lot going on here, all right? But transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So I kept wanting to say February and January when I was shuffling. Those were, that's what kept coming out until, I finally got March to come out of my mouth. And so I feel like this has been going on at least since January and February. I feel like you're making a lot of progress, especially right now. But, this has kind of been an ongoing thing. So let's look at these. We have the empowerment and the breakthrough, all right? Like I said, I feel like you have been working on this since January and February, maybe even before. But you're like at a breakthrough point right now. You're like breaking through the other side. I feel like it's been very, very dark, and you're finally on the prettier side of things, which is probably why I was drawn to my prettier cards. And when I say prettier cards, I just mean the designs are prettier and, more flowery and just prettier. So you're getting very empowered, and you're finding your own power here, all right? You're seeing the truth, all right? You're seeing the truth of your worth is what I'm really getting with these two, all right? I feel like there was either a situation or maybe a person that was around you that was kind of toxic maybe, and they really kind of cut you down on your self-esteem. It might not be a person, it might just have been a situation you were a part of, and it really, really, maybe you couldn't, it seems like every time you were taking a step forward, you ended up taking, 5 giant steps backwards, like you just couldn't get any traction, and it really hurt your self-esteem and how you valued yourself is what I'm getting. This could have been a toxic relationship that you were in, or a toxic person that was around you, but you're starting to see the truth of the matter, all right? You're starting to see that all of that negative energy and vibes that you were feeling and you were starting to believe about yourself, that they were just an illusion. They were not the truth. You're seeing, what you really are, and seeing just how valuable you really are. And, you're leaving the illusion of the crap behind. All right, so we have the dreamer and the expectation here next, and it says, Your dreams have chosen you. Find fulfillment in pursuing your destiny. This is the magic of life. So, and I really am getting, like, when I see this, like, I'm kind of getting, like, you're on this path, like, out of nowhere. You know, like, you had a dream one night and you woke up and it was like, damn, like, that's what I've been waiting for. That's what I want to work towards. And it might not have been just like that. You know, it might have been just you daydreaming, or, you know, kind of creating your reality in your head. But I feel like the dreams came to you, the visions came to you. And I'm not saying like psychic or anything, although it might be. I mean, like, you didn't really know where you wanted to go. You might have felt like lost, not lost, just no direction, okay? And then, like, it just kind of came to you like an aha moment, and it's like, well, this is the way you're going. So I really do feel in this instance that these dreams have chosen you, all right? Because they are more in line with what you truly do want and desire than what you were on before. And, you know, the expectation card, I love this because, you know, it says be open for whatever comes next. It might just be the music your heart's been waiting to hear. And I feel like you are really open, okay? I do get that you are getting way more open to what comes next, and you're not trying to control it. I don't see anything about control here. All that I really see here is that you're working on yourself and valuing yourself and breaking through and empowering yourself. But you're open to receiving these dreams that are choosing you. You're open to whatever comes next, you know. You're definitely just moving forward. I would not be surprised if the star card comes out in your reading when I get to the tarot. But, you know, and then to summarize it, transformation. You are changing. That's exactly what this whole reading has been. You're changing. I don't feel like you're the same person that you were 2 months ago, a month ago, you know, even longer than that. You have been changing, but I feel like you've hit the breakthrough that the changes are definitely more visible. You're feeling the changes. You're vibing with the changes. You know, you're totally, your vibration is on such a higher frequency than what it was 2 or 3 months ago. So this is a fantastic way to start your reading. I feel like this is a great time for you. I feel like you've done a lot of work to get to where you are. And I don't think the work is finished, obviously, and I don't think you feel the work is finished. I think that there's always something we could work on ourselves about, and you're totally good with the work. And it's definitely just very fulfilling and very a beautiful way to start this reading. All right, so I'm going to do the general reading, and then I'll do a love reading for singles, and then I'll do a love reading for Geminis, for coupled Geminis. So, all right, I'm using the vice versa tarot for your general, and let's get into it. 2 more shuffles for Gemini. March 10th through the 17th. Gemini, March 10th through the 17th. Please and thank you. Gemini, March 10th through the 17th. Please and thank you. Alrighty, we have the King of Pentacles here, then King of Swords. See the Devil. I do feel like you were in a toxic situation here, but and then we do have the Lovers over here. This is a soul connection. It might be something that's coming, but on the bottom of the deck you have the Ace of Cups, which is a new emotional beginning. So I do feel like that's coming to you because your outcome is your wishes are going to be fulfilled. all right? So your focus is just being stable, being grounded, being solid, all right? You're being very practical about things right now. And, you know, you're just, and you're so much wiser than you were before. Like, I think you feel it too. Like, it's almost like I'm getting that you got like this, during this transformation, you almost like got this like knowledge download. And it was like a spiritual knowledge download. I know that's a horrible phrase or way I said that, but I do get that you're wiser. You are very confident in yourself right now, and you feel solid. You feel grounded. You feel like stable. You know, you're, for what I feel like for a long time, for the first time in a long time, you're finally, all this hard work has gotten you here. You know, this could be financially, but I'm also getting that it's, you know, just all around, all aspects of your life. I get that you're getting, if you're not completely solid on all aspects of your life, you're definitely getting closer and closer, and, you know, to being more solid on all aspects. Your obstacle is the King of, and I don't know why I keep wanting to say Knight, but it's the King of Swords. So I'm really kind of getting that you are, I'm feeling these two cards are really talking to each other. This is your advice, all right? And with this being your obstacle, I feel like you need to cut out this toxic person, toxic situation, or a toxic relationship that's in your life. And I feel like you're working on it, okay? You're trying, but it's like whatever it is, keeps kind of like pulling you back in. You know, if it's a shitty job, you know, they can't work without you, but they treat you like crap or whatever, you know. Or if it's a person, it's like they always need something, and it's like you can't say no to them, you have to help them. But, you know, whatever the situation is, it kind of keeps pulling you back into it. And so the obstacle is that you haven't completely been able, not that you don't want to, because I get that you very much do want to cut this out completely. But it just kind of keeps dragging you back in. The advice from the Devil card, and then, you know, this could be a Capricorn you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be. But this is the advice is, this is the time to get out, okay? You are able to get out. I'm really drawn to this Lotus. This is like, I'm really getting that this Lotus is you. You're being born again, and you're going to get out of this. If it was this side, you know, it would be a whole lot harder because the Devil is like, you know, very closely watching. There's no way, you know, these two. But here it's like he's focused on something else right now. And, you know, I did say you did have the Lovers card, and it is the Lovers over here. But so this may be a toxic relationship, even though this was supposed to be general. The relationship, I did feel like, kind of came back in. Virgos did that too, I think. Yeah, I think Virgos did. But this is your time that you can get out, and your outcome is your wishes are going to be fulfilled. You are going to fulfill your wishes, your goals, your dreams. You're going to be successful in this, and there is going to be a new beginning for you, a new emotional happiness, fulfillment beginning. So your cup is going to runneth over, so to speak. So this is looking very, very good. You just have to deal with this, and I feel like you know that it is something that you're really working on, and like I said, I feel like you want to. It's not that you don't want to cut this out altogether. It's just taking time, and that's fine. I feel like you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. I feel like it's kind of part of that higher knowledge, too. So, all right, I'm going to do some advice for you. I know I kind of had it in there, but I also do a kind of like I pull a few more cards just for the advice. All right, one more shuffle. Gemini, March 10th through the 17th. What advice do you have for my Geminis for March 10th through the 17th, please? And thank you. Look at that. Look at that. All major arcana. You have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is talking about working. You have the Queen of Wands here, which I really just am seeing you're turning your back on a situation, which we've already kind of established. So your advice is but look at all this major arcana here. And then you have these two cards here, which is talking about movement. And again, your outcome, the Sun card, this is what's waiting for you. And I feel like you know that, okay? So you need to go within, like you have been doing, okay? So I really feel like this is really just continue on doing what you're doing. Go within, get some perspective, kind of disconnect from the situation, and just, worry about yourself, and take this time to yourself to get this perspective that you want, because you are going to be breaking free you need to break free of the chains of the devil, which was in your general, and you're working on that. And like once you do, the change, the movement is so freaking fast, just like lightning fast. It's like, because this one, this side of the Chariot, it's fast movement. You're feeling victorious. You're moving on. Look, there's even a cup there. He has a cup there. He's taking his cup and getting it fulfilled somewhere else, or filling it up himself. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which talks about really fast change. It's sudden, it's coming in, and then bam, happiness, joy, all things good happen to you, and you get to start work on your new journey, your new path, your new life, whatever it is. So that's a great reading, Gemini. Like I said, you just have a little bit more work to do. I feel like you knew that. So let's get into your love reading. For my singles. All right, when I say single Geminis, I mean anybody who considers themselves single and is looking for love or interested in love. If you're not interested in love at all, then you probably should just stick to the general reading. But you could be dating, you could be talking to people, you could be seeing people, you could be crushing on somebody. But this is for the Geminis who are not in a committed relationship, but are interested or looking for love. All right? So, Gemini, March 10th through the 17th, please and thank you. Gemini, March 10th through the 17th. What you got for my Geminis for March 10th through the 17th? What is happening for my Geminis for March 10th through the 17th? All right, come on now. There we go. Finances and career. So I feel like you're kind of focused on work. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. It could be kind of the thing that's also holding you back from the devil, not being able to completely cut off from the situation that you're wanting because of finances. I'm just throwing that out there. I feel like it's for some of you. So let's get into the tarot and see what the tarot has for you. All right, Gemini, March 10th through the 17th. Please end with my single Geminis, March 10th through the 17th. Single Geminis. Please and thank you. All right. Gemini, single Geminis. March 10th through the 17th. I think it's funny how I feel like your love reading was kind of, okay, come on, in your general, and now your finances have kind of made their way into your love. So, all right, so I don't read this like I do the general, I just read the cards. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, so it may, on the bottom. So I'm really just getting that there's a delay in this new income, or there's a hiccup, a delay in, new money coming to you or money coming to you. But I don't get that it's not on its way. I just get that there's a delay. All right. So we have the Five of Cups. You're leaving the past behind, all right? You're no longer dwelling on what was lost, what you have lost. I'm also getting that you're pretty cut off emotionally from it, too. I mean, look, you have 2 5s here, and they're both reversed. So I'm getting that you are definitely leaving a situation here, all right? You're leaving the stuff behind. But I get with the 5 of Swords, like I said, okay, with the whole waiting thing, I have the 2 of Wands here in the middle. You're like, I feel like you were waiting for things to end, for it to finally end so you could move forward. And it's like it kept kind of it's like every time you turn around, it was like there was another knife in your back, or another betrayal, or something that kind of brought you back to it. But you're leaving it behind. It's not going to keep. You're completely done emotionally from it, okay? You're not quite done thinking about it, I feel like. And I feel like this is just the whole part of you being able to get out of the devil's, den, or so to speak. Could be the finances and career are kind of holding, bringing you back to this situation. But you're going to have your new beginning. You're still on your new beginning. You just have this stuff that you're kind of waiting to see how this turns out, all right? You're waiting for your chance to actually break free of that. Yeah, because you've already got the energy. You got a lot of fire energy here, okay? You do have a good bit of fire energy here, and they're both in the upright. I do get that that's going to create the movement you want. So now we'll do an advice for the Gemini. Advice from the single Geminis for March 10th through the 17th. Please and thank you. Single Geminis, March 10th through the 17th. What advice do you have for my single Geminis? Please and thank you. 10 of Pentacles. This isn't long term. This is a blip in the radar, okay? this, I almost feel like it's been a setback, and it's not a long-term thing, okay? Yeah, it's not long-term. You have the Queen of Pentacles reversed as your advice. So let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles as your advice. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here as the advice? Because I'm getting a few different ways, and I want to see what it, just clarify it a little bit more. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Why is the Queen of Pentacles reversed here as the advice? Please and thank you. Come on. I think it was that one I was wanting to. Eight of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So the Queen of Pentacles is normally very nurturing. You know, she's also very resourceful, okay? She's, you know, I kind of sometimes see her as like kind of a Mother Nature type of energy, and she is very grounded. So I get that you, but, or connected, okay? So when I was seeing this, it's like she's connected to Earth. You need to disconnect, not from Earth, but you need to disconnect from the situation, I feel like, and get some clarity and about the situation, because you're not as trapped as you think you are, okay? You're not as trapped as you think you are. And, you know, get over the heartbreak. Yeah, I know that's really easy to say. Get over being stabbed in the back. Just get up and walk away. I know that's not easy. And, you know, I see this when I get this myself. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's so easy for you to say, just get up and walk away. Look at me. But... And I get that this is kind of where you are. You have this transformation that's been happening. You are moving forward from this, but it's still lingering here a little bit, okay? You are getting over it, though, because there is something new here, okay? You have the Four of Cups, and, you know, I'm really focused on this one cup with this lotus in it, and I feel like this is you, okay? You have this new beginning. You have this new beautiful beginning, and you're going to take it, all right? I know this is the advice, but you're going to take it. You're not worried about these empty cups. You know what you want, and you're moving forward. You are going to get clarity. Page of Swords. You know, the advice is to take this clarity that you get when you can kind of disconnect from this feeling of, you know, I am getting this as money related. It is funny how your money totally came into your love reading, but this, you're not as trapped as you feel, okay? And you're going to get, once you take the blindfolds off and you see the clear, you know, you can see things clearly, you're going to see your way out, all right? You're going to probably pick up one of those swords and fight your way out. But, yeah, this isn't a long-term feeling, okay? Because you have so much beautiful work you have been doing. This is, you know, I wouldn't even... You know, it might be over by the end of the week, and you might already get that clarity and be moving out of this situation. So, alrighty, Gemini couples. This is for any Gemini who considers themselves in a relationship. Uh-oh, we have codependency. Let's see what else we have. Attraction. Anything else? Yours are just jumping out. I don't think I could hardly get one of the singles ones out. And yours are just, okay. If you're in a happy, loving relationship, Gemini, this is not for you, okay? I feel like this is going back to the toxic situation in the general reading. So if you're in a happy, loving place with someone that you're with, this is not for you, okay? So you have codependency, attraction, retreat, and separation. But I'm not reading these retreat over here next to the separation as retreating together. That's not what I'm reading. I'm getting that you need to retreat and, you know, spend some time apart, because y'all are kind of getting a little codependent on one another. And I get that there's a very, very, very strong physical attraction here. Y'all are very attracted to one another. But I'm getting that there's some habits, not necessarily addictions, okay? I'm just talking about habits. Like maybe y'all just spend too much time together, or maybe y'all don't handle conflict very well, or who knows what it is. I feel like you're kind of going to know what the weakness is, or it might come up in your reading. But y'all are very codependent on one another. And there's this habit or something that's making this codependency almost toxic, all right? You guys do have a very strong attraction to one another. I don't get that this is just physical either. I feel like y'all are very attracted to each other on a personal level as well. But you guys need some space, okay? Y'all need some space. And when I see the separation card, I don't mean that y'all need to separate from each other and be done with each other. Not necessarily. We'll see what the tarot says. And I don't ever typically really say that from the cards either, because it's your life and you know what is right or wrong, and you get to make your decisions. And so nothing I say is like, you need to do this. This is just from the cards, and you can take it or leave it. You are in charge of your own life. But like I said, I just get that this, you need to disconnect from the world, maybe outside influences as well, people around you, and you need some time to yourself away from this other person, all right? Just a weekend trip, you know, go take a weekend road trip or something, you know, by yourself, or, you know, go rent a hotel in a near city or something and do some sightseeing. Who knows? Just a break. I'm not telling you to leave this person or anything. That's not what the cards are saying. I'm just getting a little bit of a break to try and work, or at least acknowledge and figure out what these kind of codependent habits y'all have on one another. Because I don't feel like you want to be in a codependent state. You want to be in a balanced state. And I don't feel like codependency is balanced. So, Gemini. Couple Geminis for March 10th through the 17th. What's happening for my couple Geminis? One more, please. And all right. Gemini, couple Geminis, please and thank you. I almost had one that wanted to fall out. Yeah, see, that's what this is talking about. Guess they just want to come out. They don't want me to do it the way I normally do. I go with the cards and how they're feeling. Any more? Yep. All right. I didn't really want 3, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, you can see. So, one or both of you are going to be taking time to yourself. And just, I feel like with the 5 of Cups, you're going to just be kind of, you feel like you've lost something in your relationship, maybe the magic of it all. Maybe you've been in a very long-term relationship and you're kind of missing like the honeymoon phase, like the magic of it. That's kind of what I'm being drawn to, but there's still something here, okay? I think you're focusing on what was and not the magic of what you have right now, all right? And then you have the Nine of Pentacles. So I just see a lot of alone right here, okay? Because the Nine of Pentacles, when I see that, you need to find some inner joy, some things that make you happy, that bring happiness to you, and kind of being solo about it. So you do need this time kind of by yourself to, I guess, kind of mourn what you feel like you've lost, but I don't feel like you've lost it. I just feel like there's some weird shit going on right now. Okay? There is a cycle coming to an end, okay? And I think it's this codependent cycle. Because you have the Three of Pentacles. Y'all come back together, okay? And y'all start working on things. But it might be... You're feeling like no, you're coming back down to earth, okay? You felt like you had a lot of options, but you know, it's almost like dreaming, but not in a good way. Like dreaming, like kind of not very realistic. Like it's almost like you had these unrealistic visions, kind of in the cups, and you had these unrealistic visions, of what you wanted a relationship to look like. But then after you go in yourself and you kind of figure out what makes you happy, you're going to realize it's this other person that makes you happy when y'all are working together, okay? And then this, there's going to be a cycle that you guys end. So I am going to do, pull a quick few cards on the other person. So, like I said, I just wing this. So I've been really satisfied with the reading so far, winging it, because I feel like each sign has a different energy about them. And so, yeah. I kind of go with what I'm feeling for that sign. So, Gemini, what is happening with the person couple Gemini is dealing with? What is happening with the other person? I feel like those want to come out. Yeah, look, your Seven of Cups came back in the reverse. Same. They're feeling a little left out in the cold. They're feeling a little abandoned. This could be money issues. They aren't seeing things very clearly. They don't see any new beginning here. Not new beginning. They're really down right now, okay? They are very, very down right now. But then your Nine of Pentacles came back. They're having to find their solo joy too. They're going to have to find some inner happiness on their own. That codependency was talking about you two relying on the other person to make you happy, and that's not how this works, okay? Look, you guys have the same cards. Y'all are feeling the same way. You even had the Page of Swords in your main thing. Y'all don't see a new beginning here, okay? Y'all don't see a way out of this. Is really, I'm kind of thinking back to the Eight of Swords here too, but there is, okay? I feel like your money problems are going to be solved, but the codependency that y'all had from the romance cards, y'all are relying on each other to make each other happy, and that, you know, I know I just said this, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. If you, is it those Geico commercials or something? But y'all find your inner joy, okay? Y'all find some happiness and peace within when y'all take this time apart, and y'all come back down to earth, and, you know, you do, you guys do make something new. I get that this is together. Like I said, I did not feel it when those oracle cards were coming out that this was separation long term for you. I feel like this is just you guys having to work through some issues. Probably. We'll just blame it on Mercury retrograde, okay? All right. So I'll pull a few cards for advice. What advice do you have for Geminis? Couple Geminis. But I feel like the advice was kind of there, but we'll see. What advice do you have for my couple Geminis? Please and thank you. Advice. Advice for my couple Geminis. Please and thank you. Oh, okay, I think that's enough. We got 3. We got the King. All of these reversed. Okay. Don't give up. All right, this is talking about letting, death is normally talking about letting something die. I'm getting, however, in this instance, that you don't need to let this die. It's worth saving. It's worth working on. You just have to get rid of the codependency and that type of stuff, because you do have the King of Swords reversed, the King of Pentacles. There's not a whole lot of clarity here. There's not a whole lot of solidness here, okay? And there's not a whole lot of work being put into it. And I know this is the advice, and I guess, you know, some people could see this as like, let this shit go, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing that you need to kind of get clear about the situation, because you're not clear. You need to, you know, kind of ground yourself and put the work in. Or, you know, it is going to die. But to get all of these back, you need to work on getting these, you know, right side up. Because just from the previous readings, you know, the cards that I pulled for you and your partner, I see that there's still stuff here. Even your oracle cards were saying there's still attraction here. There's still something here. There's just a lot of other crap going on too that's kind of hiding the connection. All right, Gemini, that's your March 10th through the 17th, and I'll see you next time.